Hello, and welcome, my friends, to the next video in the Create Better Content series, where I show you how to tap into your creativity so that you can stay consistent with your marketing and reach more customers. My name is Penny, and I'm going to guide you through this content development process. I'm going to teach you how to create engaging content to post, to share on emails, sales pages, all of those things that you use to reach your qualified customers. And if you want to learn more about creativity and how this can help you develop your content marketing plans, I would love to see you hit that button below and subscribe to this channel. And below in the description box, there are several links. One of the links that you're going to see is for the content prompt playbook. This is for those of you who have been struggling with coming up with really great content ideas. And I get that because most small business owners struggle with this one and they're like wasting hours trying to figure out how to come up with ideas. Well, what the content prompt playbook does is it gives you like the steps to teach you how to talk to ChatGPT so that ChatGPT gets what you're looking for and helps you create better, more connected messages that you can send through emails, that you can send through social media, and all of that stuff. Another link that you're going to see is that you can join us in the Marketing Strategy Collective program. This is my group program on Patreon where you can join other amazing and extraordinary business owners as we get together and work in a supportive group online space. We have we've got the place in Patreon where you can ask questions and you can interact with each other. But every month we also get together on a Zoom call. So it's not just the workbooks that you get every single month. It's not just another group program for you to log into. You actually have a real people to speak with, and that can help you through your marketing plans. So the links are below. You know what to do to learn more. All right, so today's video. Let's get into this today. What I want to talk about is SEO, search engine optimization. And what I find about search engine optimization, SEO, is that sometimes it feels like we are utilizing the tools and the ideas and the keywords and all of that stuff for Google. Like we're writing for Google. We're writing to make a robot talk to our, we're talking to a robot is what you're trying to do. We're trying to say, hey, robot, hey, algorithm, hey, Google, show my stuff. Make sure that, my blog post pops up when somebody's looking for this information or my sales page pops up. That's what we're doing. And when we do that, we start with like a keyword. And before we know it, our sentences sound like something like this. Let's say I am a marketing person who does SEO work in the Orlando, Florida area. So if I was doing that, I could write, I'm writing something to Google and I'm like, my small business SEO services, because remember I'm trying to put my keyword as SEO services in Orlando, where I help Orlando small businesses with SEO services. Yeah, that's it. That's my keywords. Those are my keywords. Orlando, SEO services, businesses, small businesses. Yeah, so that's what it sounds like. Nobody wants to read that. And let me tell you what's going on with Google these days. Not even Google wants to read that. That doesn't even work anymore. So in this episode, I want to break down how to write content that does get found by Google and still feels like a conversation and you're talking to real live human beings, because there's a real live human being on the other end of that phone or that laptop. We're not just writing for Google to get shown up, because we can show up, with Google on the results page and be on the top of those results page. But if we can't get somebody to click on that stuff, that's where the human being comes in. The human being actually does the clicking, takes the action. So let's talk about this, because I want to show you what Google actually cares about, what your customers are caring about, and how to blend both of these together so you don't sound like our small businesses with SEO services in Orlando help small businesses in Orlando with SEO. Yeah. So nobody wants that, because the truth is this: Google's algorithm has gotten smarter, has changed, has shifted. But as human beings, we still have the same things. We still connect through stories. We still connect with words that makes sense to us. We connect when we have clarity when we're reading something. So when we're writing for Google, it's different now. Those old SEO tricks that we used to use, and yes, they were tricks. That whole thing about keyword stuffing, repeating the same keyword phrases over and over and over again. See, keyword stuffing isn't working anymore for Google, and Google knows this. But Google now is focusing on context and intent. So search engines are basically, and this is going to sound so weird, almost like Terminator here, they're trying to think like human beings because they want to deliver the content that feels natural, useful, something that you're going to trust and you're going to click on, because Google's goal is you ask it a question and it gives you an answer, and it wants you to click on that answer that it gives you. That's how it benefits from the search, and that's what its goal is. So because we were keyword stuffing and because everybody was trying to do all this stuff with SEO and it just wasn't working anymore, the algorithm started shifting and started thinking more like humans do. So if we think about it from that place, Google's algorithm is now looking for patterns of meaning, not just keyword. So let's say your keyword is content marketing strategy. That's a good keyword phrase, right? So now Google also understands that content marketing strategy includes content ideas, includes planning for your content calendar. It includes marketing strategy, because these are all a part of that long tail phrase. So if we think about it from that place, let's use our example here. Let's stay with our example. When we were keyword stuffing and we were trying to write, let's say, copy for our website, we could put something on there, a sentence like, let's see here. Our content marketing strategy helps small businesses plan their content marketing calendar for better marketing strategy results. Okay, that's a whole lot of keywords in there. It makes sense. We got a strategy. We're helping small businesses. We're helping you plan your content calendar. You're going to get stronger results. That makes sense. And those are really good keywords. But is that how we talk? Does that make sense? I was even struggling even saying that sentence out loud, let alone trying to get it. But now let's write it like a human does. A human being would say something like, if you're tired of guessing what to post, a simple content strategy can help you plan ahead and stay consistent and learn how to use your content marketing calendar without the burnout. See, I still used my keywords in there. I said content strategy. I said stay consistent. I used content calendar. I said small businesses. I think I did. I don't remember. But even if I didn't, I could have put that in there. But you see the difference? The second one still uses relatable keywords, but it sounds like something you'd actually say out loud. Something that if you were having a conversation with somebody, and somebody would talk to you about your work, those are the words that you would use. So how do we do that? How do we balance this idea of keywords with Google versus, not versus. So we're looking at search visibility and human connection. How do we do this? What I want you to do is I want you to rethink the way that you are starting out with your SEO work. I want you to not think about the keyword first, but think about your customers' questions. Think about what your customers are typing into Google and why are they typing into Google? What are they asking Google about? What are they looking for? Are they typing in their actual problem itself? Are they typing in, I need a program that helps me do X, Y, and Z? This is important stuff because this is what's going to help you understand what problem that they're trying to solve. And, a little bit about what's behind their search, because if we understand their search, we can then utilize our keywords naturally. We can then use our keywords in places like our headlines and our introduction and all of that stuff within our social media posts, within our email marketing and all of that. But if we understand where they're coming from, instead of starting with the keyword and then trying to build everything around it, what if we started with the customer's questions first And then we started building keywords around it. And then what happens is we've got these keywords, but then it also allows us to come up with related phrases. Like when I was showing you that example of what it felt like to talk like a human being, talking about content strategy versus all of the other words that I was using in the other one. Those were related phrases, and Google's going to pick up on these related phrases. It's going to, and it's going to pick up as a keyword, but from the person on the other end, the human being who's reading it on their phone, it's going to feel natural to them. It's going to feel like it's a human being that's talking to me. So the next thing I want you to do is I want you to write like you talk. Do you use contractions? Do you use short sentences? Do you use dashes all the time? You know, and all those questions, when we talk like this, your content feels more human. So don't just use great big words because they're going to give you, you know, more keywords. Use words like you talk. And if you're struggling with how you talk, one of the best words of advice, and I've actually done this myself, I do this frequently, is I record myself. So if I am, let's say I'm going to write a blog post. I have a topic that I want to do. I do my little research and I do all the stuff that I want to do. And then I get out the recorder and I just start recording myself and I just talk. And I just start talking like I normally talk when I'm explaining a situation or I'm explaining the story, I'm explaining whatever it is I'm talking about. And then I take that audio and I run a transcript on it. So then I can write my blog post. Of course, I'm going to clean up my grammar and my ums and my ahs, and you know, I stutter sometimes, and sometimes I'll start a sentence. And if you've been with me long enough, you know, I get started on something and my mouth moves faster than my brain does, or my brain moves faster than my mouth does, and I stumble words. And I can cut that all out in my transcript. I can just take my transcript and I can just use my own words because that's me talking. That's me saying these things. And so that's me explaining these things. And so I can now use my conversation that I'm having and turn it into content, because now I can write like I am talking. And that's what I mean by that. I want you to think about how you can structure this. Structure this for humans first. You know, when we think about how humans that are going to, most of them are going to be looking at this on their phone. You want to break up your text, you know, make it easier on your eyes. People scan before they read. Keep your paragraphs short and readable. Bullet points, all of those kinds of things. People love that kind of stuff. So don't think about, you know, is this going to be good for Google? Think about, is this going to be good for humans? But you can naturally incorporate keywords into those things that you're creating for just people who scan. And the last thing that I want you to do, I want you to start thinking about how you can add storytelling into your content more. Google actually loves it when people stay longer on your page. So the longer that you can keep them on your page, the longer that they know that they're reading it and they're going through all of this content. And guess what happens when they're reading a story? A story keeps them hooked. If you can share a story about a client or maybe your own experience, and then you apply some SEO keywords within your story, that is going to keep people longer on your page. That is going to get people involved in the content that they're reading. It's going to get people to know more about whatever it is that you're sharing with them, but you're not losing your voice. You still sound like you. You still talk like a human being because you are a human being. So I want you to think about it from those perspectives. Those are the things that we're going to do to start adding our keywords into our content while still being able to talk with humans. See, look, I just did it again. That's what I'm talking about. I ramble my voice, and this is what I do. And when I go back through a blog post, I would have just edited that out because this is me just rambling now. All right, so I want you to try this because this is a really interesting thing to do. If you've never done this before, I want you to try this. I want you to pick one keyword that you have normally, you know, is it strategy? Is it content strategy? I mean, what's your business? What's your business service? If you don't know what keyword to use, just think about what your business is. You know, what type of service that you sell, what type of products that you sell. Use that as your keyword. And then what I want you to do is I want you to write the most robotic, computerized sentence that you can think of with that keyword. Take as many keywords and stuff it into it, just like I did. SEO services for small business owners in Orlando who help Orlando small business owners. That's the kind of thing I want you to do. I want you to just go for it. Stick all of the keywords in there. Now, I want you to take that sentence or two sentences, however you did this, and rewrite it. Rewrite that as if you were having coffee with a friend and you're explaining to them whatever those two sentences were. So after you've written that one, what I want you to do then is that I want you to read both of those sentences, but I want you to read them out loud. And I want you to hear yourself saying those words, especially that first one, that robotic one, because it's going to sound awkward. It's going to sound really awkward out loud. So if it sounds awkward and hard for you to read out loud, imagine what the person on the other end of the phone is feeling. So if you think about it from that place, go ahead and read the next one. Read the next sentence. And what does that feel like to you? It's clarity. It's clear. It's conversational. It's easy to understand. You'll see the difference when you actually do this little test. So to try it out and see what happens. Because I think it's really important for us to understand how to really write for humans using all of, SEO and the tools and everything into that. And I want to bring AI into this a little bit too, because AI tools are everywhere now. You cannot do anything online without seeing an AI tool. And it's easy to fall into this same kind of keyword stuffing, robotic type writing, especially with AI. We say, here's a prompt. Can you write something for me? And then we cut and paste it. And then we stick it up there and go, all right, my, social media is done for the day. But let me tell you, AI is great for brainstorming, but you still have to bring in the human. You still have to bring in tone, emotion, connection. All of those things that right now search engines are looking for, and so are real people. Real people are responding to that. So use AI to generate ideas, outlines. Give me 10 subject lines for this email. But always edit that final version so that it sounds like you. Use your words, use your phrases, and again, like I said, if you get stuck with this, record yourself talking and then just run a transcript on it. You're going to find that when you utilize your own words, you start to sound like you. Because Google doesn't want keyword stuffed content. It wants helpful content. It wants content with intent and purpose. And the human being on the other end of that laptop and on that phone, they don't want to hear that kind of stuff too. They want clarity. They want to see your personality. And when you start to write with empathy, when you start to use those keywords naturally, and then you create this with a clear message that humans can actually respond to, you'll actually be talking to both Google and humans and doing a great job reaching both of them. So thank you so much for joining me today. If this episode was giving you some ideas to start learning some new skills for your marketing, I would love to see you hit that like button and then hit the share button and share this with another business owner. And if you want to take this further, inside the Marketing Strategy Collective, we are taking all of this SEO information and we're turning this into your content marketing plan. And we're going to help you create and drive more sales. So if you want to make sure that your SEO is actually working for you and not just, making people not understand what's going on with your products or your services, come join us inside the Marketing Strategy Collective. You get a marketing strategy workbook, you get the support, and you can stop working in a solo bubble and work in a collaborative space to get the help you need with your marketing. The link is below. You know what to do to learn more, because you are magnificent, my friend. And let me be the first to say, I'm proud of you. Until next time.